What's the biggest nah, I'm out moment you've had on a date? 1. Prior to the date, he told me he had a son. During the date, he casually mentioned he actually has 3 children, but 2 don't count because their mom is a ditch. 2. He asked me how much the bill was for his portion on our first date. I scan the bill and say, just put in $15 and it's fine, I'll get the rest. He grabbed the bill out of my hand and proceeded to explain to me the exact amount he owed for about 5 minutes, like I didn't understand basic math. 3. Another guy, first date. We met online, so it was our very first time meeting. Met at the restaurant, parked close, so our initial meeting was in the parking lot. He says hi, asks how the drive was, and then told me that if I didn't agree to duck him after dinner, he wasn't going to bother with the meal. I got right back in my car and left. 4. About 17 years ago, I dated a guy that I met off of Match. We had a good connection via messaging, phone calls, and we went on 4 dates. After the 4th date, there was a sudden change. He would take days to answer back, so I figured he was just busy and I just left him alone. After a while, he finally contacted me to go out on a 5th date and said, let's go to Venice Beach, as I have never been there before. When I was in the car with him, he never said a single word. He drove us out to Venice Beach, never made eye contact with me, and we were just in this weird, awkward silence the whole time. I would ask him what is wrong, what is on his mind, and if needs me to call for help. No answer. I knew something was bad. Of course, in my mind, I was running various scenarios in my head what my next move was. We went back to his car and he was taking me back home. Before we got close to my place, he let out a deep sigh and says, I have something to tell you. Of course, my insides were screaming at this point. He says, I don't deserve you. You have a lot to offer someone to make them happy, and I am not that person. He pauses, sighs again, and then says, you know why I was not responding early on? Because I was in mandatory anger management counseling and was having trouble coping with life. My eyes grew wide, and I asked what happened. He said his last girlfriend got on his nerves over something they argued about, and in turn, it frustrated him so much that he nearly choked her to death. Because of what occurred, he was in court-ordered counseling for the next few years and had to check in with someone 3 times a week. He felt he was ready to date again because he felt he mentally moved on to becoming a better person. By the time he pulled up to my house, he finished everything he was saying. He asks, what do you think I should do? What advice do you have for me? I told him calmly, I admire your courage to tell me the truth. I think the best move from this point is to remove your dating profile, finish your healing, rebuild yourself, and maybe try again when you feel ready. I said bye to him, went back in the house, and I literally just sat in my bed, just in a weird stupor, because I could not believe what happened, and thanking my stars that nothing happened to me. Strange but true, he actually did write me a final email thanking me for everything, and he did take down his profile a day later.